too smart, apparently.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't think
want
so.
all inputs.
Nice.
Anyway, what?
Does your
Did he play what?
your son plays Apex, right? Or did he stop playing that?
I don't think he plays Apex anymore.
I was just watching a guy that were talking about those two guys that
Oh, here we go.
either were hacking or they got hacked or they got compromised playing in like a tournament, like two of the top players.
Recently?
Yeah, like last week or whatever, or like a couple days ago, maybe. I think it was last week.
Oh, good.
It was well. So the problem is the guys are insisting that somebody like they said, oh, it's a remote code execution, on the computer. Then they're like, oh, it's easy anti cheat because it's on the PC, or it was Apex the game itself. The hacker got into it, and then all these people are like, no, 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 like I'm not gonna play the game now. Um, they came out and said it wasn't their application. Uh, Easy Anti Cheat came out, said it wasn't them. But I guess I was watching some security guys talk about how they just basically think it was like the guy may have legitimately not been cheating, but somebody had access to his computer and was basically running the cheat software on his computer. And like because they said the way that it worked, I guess it popped up in chat like the guy's name, whoever the hacker is, he like put his handle out there, in like he spammed it in
Stupid.
the game chat, and people were like, "What the hell? Like, what's that all about?" So I don't know. It's interesting because chat.
Why? That's a lot of dedication to hack some
Well,
gamer's PC.
that's what they were talking about. They're like, "What's the motivation for it?" And the guys,
Yeah.
everyone else, like a couple of the guys, are like, "Well, it's really just they want to see their name out there because everybody's talking about this now." And the guy's name, the hacker's name, is in all the clips because it was in the chat. He whatever he did to do it, it spammed it in the game chat because it happened to
Uh,
like two different people, and then somebody else came forward and said that the guy was in like a lobby with them, like a public game, and doing all this hacking stuff. And I'm like, man, well, what the hell? Like, put two and two together.
yeah.
I don't know. It's
That's
all messed
a
up.
there's a yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I agree. But that's that's the what's the motivation? Like he's bored. He's just showing he can,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yep.
Like I can.
It's the world we live in.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of
Did you
people I think
vote?
that do that. Yeah. What Tuesday? Yeah, I went.
You did vote? All right,
I
good.
did. I
Exercise your rights because there's no voting in Russia.
yeah.
You're just
What?
alive or you're not alive.
Well. Now apparently they're getting attacked. I guess.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. Oh hell. Difficult.
Yeah. I'm gonna Google that.
Can I
Let me
do
see.
this? Oh, you mother puss bucket. Who does not use a QR barcode for me to log into? I have
Oh
to go
God.
to type in an actual website?
Oh, like on your phone.
Who's in charge?
Moscow concert hall attack 55 minutes ago. Gunmen kill at least 40. Holy cow. ISIS claims it. Wow.
Why? What are they doing?
I don't know. Do they not like Moscow?
Maybe. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's not right. What is that? Oh, wait. No, that's what I want. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. What's their motivation? They're just bored?
So, several assailants burst into a large concert hall, sprayed the crowd with gunfire, killing at least 40 people.
It's messed up.
Maybe they're not happy that Putin won the election.
Or it's a diversionary tactic. Like they were hired by CIA.
Yeah.
to
Oh, that's right.
to-
Deep state.
or hired by maybe what's his name who's been getting all our money. What's that guy's name? The
Uh,
leader of Ukraine?
uh,
Him.
Navalny, right?
Naval.
Navalny, whatever. I don't remember.
Naval. We already forgot his
I
name.
can't remember. I don't know what his name is.
That's amazing. I
He's
can
work.
picture him. I just can't figure his name. Eric probably knows his name. He probably claimed him as a dependent.
Volodymyr Zelensky. Navalny.
Zelensky, that's
Who was
it.
Navalny? Navalny's the other guy. Oh, he was the guy that
Navalny
died.
was the Russian guy that Russia
Yeah,
killed.
he
Yeah,
got killed. That's right, Alexei
he got
Navalny.
he got Russia'd.
I can't. I don't know my oligarchs. I can't keep them
You can
straight anymore.
tell. It's not right. Oh, here we go. I got it working. We're
The
back
attack,
in.
which left the concert hall in flames with a collapsing roof.
Mm.
Dang. So does that mean ISIS sides with Ukraine?
Yeah, it's pretty obvious.
Well, wait a minute. Does that mean that they side with us because the enemy of my enemy is my friend? Right?
I mean, you're welcome to reach out to them.
Yo, ISIS boys, come steal our
ISIS
Kias.
boys.
Stop stealing my Kias. That's pretty funny. Yeah, that's Jesus. The Kremlin said Putin was informed minutes after the assailants burst into Crocus City Hall.
Is he on Twitter? Is he gonna post stuff?
Putin?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or is he on Truth Social? Maybe with his boy.
President of Russia at Kremlin, Russia. It's got the blue check. It doesn't say. It says official Kremlin news channel.
Oh, but that's not him. That's the.
Well, but it's called President of Russia.
No, this
So
says Kremlin will blame the attack on
yeah.
Ukraine. So they're using Operation Human Shield.
So they're blaming Ukraine because ISIS sympathizes with them?
Pretty obvious.
I mean,
Don't you remember your European history?
That seems like a stretch. like what does Zelensky know about ISIS? He's got them in his pocket.
Go up.
Yeah, that seems a little far fetched. Maybe he's just looking for more reason to retaliate against Ukraine again, or continually.
What do you mean? You think Putin hired them? What are you saying?
No. He's saying he's blaming it on Ukraine because ISIS is sympathizing with them, but like he's just looking for a reason to blame it on Ukraine so he can keep attacking them.
I don't know why. That doesn't make any sense. Like, didn't he invade because they were full of Nazis? Like, does ISIS
I don't know.
sympathize with Nazis?
I saw what the hell did I see? There was an article. It was an article and then an interview. It wasn't Vice. I can't remember who it was. There was a guy that was basically a personal like tutor for all these Russian, like high profile Russian people that are like, direct like government officials or like oligarchs with like tons of money and influence. They hire these groups of, and this started I guess during the COVID. They'd hire tutors, personal tutors for their kids because they couldn't go to school, so they're like, okay, we're gonna hire people to come do it. So like it's a bunch of Americans too, I guess, that like went over because they wanted to be, they want to learn Western civilization and all the language and stuff like that for their kids. So they're hiring all these people out of like Ivy League schools to come be tutors for their kids, and they're paying them like obscene amounts of money. Well, this one guy said that during the whole thing with Ukraine, the parents basically said we're leaving because we don't like what's going on, and we want to take you with us to wherever the hell we go, so you can keep tutoring our kid. And they went to like like freaking some tropical island. A bunch of them actually went to like England. A couple went to Germany. I guess they're just like anywhere we can go to get out of Russia. A bunch of them went like into the Mediterranean. I guess there's like huge villas and stuff that like a lot of Russians own out there. And the guys were like, yeah, like all their kids were saying like their propaganda is to say like oh, Ukraine's bad, Ukraine's attacking us, and then the parents don't want the tutors to like actually tell them like what's going on, and the parents are like, we just teach our kids this, we'll keep paying you, and the guy's like, I'm lying to these kids about what's happening just so I can like make a lot of money. But you said like there's a lot of people that don't sympathize with Putin, which I could see if they don't like it, but they're not going to openly say anything about it because they'll end up like Navalny.
Well, what can they do?
Well, that's the thing.
They,
You're gonna get yeeted out a window or something if you say anything.
you say yeeted out of a window?
Yeah, they're gonna defenestrate him, right? Isn't that the word?
That
The
what's happening? What are you talking about?
I'm educated. I know
What
things.
channel? What channel is this?
Let's see.
What people
Defenestration.
don't
Well,
sympathize with
like
him?
all
Like
these
the
like
rich
so there's
oligarchs?
so there's Russian oligarchs and I guess a bunch of
What
high
about
profile like government officials that some of them are in the Kremlin that are like we're getting out of they they use the guise of we want to get out of Russia in case there's attacks. But when they
oh
got to
dear.
where they were going, they were basically telling the tutor like, we don't agree with what Putin's doing, but lie to our kid and keep telling him that Ukraine is bad, because when they go back, the kid's gonna tell everyone in school or wherever that like oh, Ukraine's bad, and he's like, that's gonna get us either killed or kicked out of the country. So they're basically
Well,
lying to get out of the country to save their own ass, and then once they're out of the country, that's it. Like, are they going back? I don't know.
wait, who's lying? The teachers?
No, well, yeah. So the parents, so all these oligarchs and like government officials apparently are telling their tutors to lie to their kids and say that Ukraine is the bad guy. They're forcing this upon us, and we're simply defending ourselves. When the parents know the truth, they just don't agree with what Putin's doing. But in order to like save their ass and protect themselves and their families, they're telling them to like, hey, keep teaching our kids the wrong thing, because when and if we go back, the kids, we want to make sure the kid believes that yeah, we're the good guys. Like they're
Well,
essentially lying to save their ass and teaching the kid the wrong thing.
no, it's all relative. Um,
Well, I mean, I guess yeah, it could
because
be. I mean, it's no different than like you like a lot of people that teach their kids or bring their kids up one way that may not be the norm. Happens all over the place.
right. Well, and if uh like Ukraine was full of Nazis, which I didn't know that was a thing until
Well,
I
but I
looked it
mean, like
up.
every country's got Nazis, don't they? I mean, we got them here in the
I
states
know,
for
no, I
Christ's
get it,
sake.
I get it, I get it, but and full of corruption, which is,
Yeah.
probably also the United States. So Putin's reasons for going in, they're not lies, but he's not
Well,
telling the whole truth, right?
but
Like
I mean,
he
like,
really wants the land and honor the contracts from
yeah,
893.
but like, yeah, right. 6,000 years ago. um,
Yeah. I
but
mean, if
like,
they're teaching that,
yeah.
that's not lies.
Well, but like, if if you're saying, hey, we're gonna go and we're gonna attack the Nazis, like America, we go to war in the Middle East. We don't just blowing up freaking Afghanistan just to get the Taliban that are hiding in the hills. Like we go and strategically find them and kill them. And I would think Russia has the resources and capability to be like, oh, if we want to really get these Nazis out of Ukraine, we could just target where they're at and get them out without blowing up half of freaking Kiev and all the other cities, or taking over the power, the nuclear, Chernobyl, and digging it up. Like, I mean, there's no Nazis in Chernobyl. Like, what are you doing? I, I'm gonna put that on a bumper sticker. There's no Nazis in Chernobyl.
You should totally do that. That would be hilarious.
Like,
Because it would end up being one of those anon things.
yeah, I mean, but that's the thing. Like, think about it. Like, okay, we're going after Nazis. Well, then don't go after the whole country because they're not all Nazis.
I mean,
And
maybe they're closet Nazis.
I could see that, I guess, but yeah. So then you're saying we sympathize with Nazis?
Anything can be
Damn
rewritten
it!
to
Damn it!
anything can be rewritten a certain way. It's the timeline of lawyers.
It's
You
like
can
that
just say whatever they
stupid.
want.
It's like those Twilight Zone episodes. We're the ones that are the bad guys.
Hmm. This is
Jesus.
the bad place.
Oh god, I like that show.
Yeah.
I never finished it, but I got to that point. Spoiler alert, where they broke the news, and I was like, oh man, that's a twist I wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
Oh, what's Eric's?
Hmm.
The frick is a Discord update? Well, duh. Maybe he's got to start living on Discord more often.
Did you do a bracket for March Madness?
I did not. I don't follow basketball. I couldn't tell you who the hell's gonna win or do
Well,
what.
neither can I, but I still did one.
Yeah. I mean, but I don't
Like you
follow it.
can do a
Like
free one on CBS.
I
Like
don't.
what if you made a perfect bracket?
Well, then Warren Buffett would pay
You'd be
like a. Wasn't
legendary.
would Warren Buffett pay like the $1
Oh,
million or whatever? Wasn't
have
that his
to
thing?
buy a lotto ticket. $1 million? It should be more than that.
I think.
Like
Well, it might be
inflation's a
now.
bitch. Yeah. Feel like
Let's
that's
see.
not
Warren
right.
Buffett's March Madness bracket challenge. So he started it. 2014.
Log in.
Oh shit. Okay. No, I'm sorry.
Oh shit.
In 2014, he had offered $1 billion.
Yeah, I was gonna say $1 million is really low for
And
him.
I think it was I
It's
think
hard, man.
partially because like he thinks no one's gonna do it because they said people figured it's somewhere in the like 1 in quintillion chance of
That's
actually
fine.
doing it.
Yeah, see, you should have done it.
Yeah, I could have
Now
been
look
that
at
guy.
you. I don't know anything about basketball.
I could have asked ChatGPT to pick my bracket.
You totally should have done that.
Shit, I'm
No,
gonna
because
do
it's
that.
only up to date till like 2021, so it would have done it based on
Oh, that's
2021
right.
teams.
Damn it. Well, maybe
Stupid.
I could ask the WhatsApp one, the Meta one. Say who's gonna pick my bracket for me, and then just play
Oh, Copilot?
Copilot. Yeah, or no, what's Meta? Meta's the one like in WhatsApp
I
where
don't
you can
know.
do the Meta
Yeah,
AI. Yeah,
yeah. There we go.
that'd be funny.
I'm gonna add some
I
funds to
did
my Lotto
see.
account.
What did I see somewhere? I'm assuming Martin. It's already been going on, right? The brackets, like they've already been playing.
Yeah, like dude, it started yesterday.
So
Dude,
that might have been there was something I think on one of the news, like like when you open up like Edge, you get the stupid like page of all the news articles, and it was one of the guys. I is it so March Madness is college ball, right? Or is it
yeah,
okay? So is NBA going on too?
yeah,
So it might have been an
all of
NBA.
it.
It might have been NBA. It was a guy that like they showed. I watched the video, the clip. Oh, and Eric's here. Hey, Eric.
Yeah, hey,
And
what's going on?
the guy like they're on offense. They're running down the court with the ball. He passes it out of the paint to the guy at the 3 point line to shoot it. But then the same guy on his same team that passed it, he runs out and attempts to block his own player taking the 3 point. Gold.
What?
Yeah, who the hell? Oh God. Who was it?
Stop
I don't
whining.
know. Yeah, stop whining.
Oh, hold on. I'm googling it. Wait, crickets? What is that? What is that? Crickets?
Oh man. Ooh, look at all that. That look rough. You guys talking about March Madness?
Yeah, Dan asked me if I did a bracket. I don't. I mean, I wouldn't know what I'm
Mm-mm.
doing. I
Yeah,
just
same
pick
here.
teams and be like, yeah, this guy's gonna win because they got a good name, or they're the ones who didn't change their logo because of cultural appropriation type thing. That's the
And it's funny
criteria I'd
because
use.
in the team that changed their name due to cultural appropriation is being asked to change their name back.
I love that.
So because the Redskin, it's Chief something. I forget the chief's name, but they like the Navajo Nation or one of the Native American tribes is like, hey, that's like an actual chief. We're not offended by this. We would like you to do that. Put this back, make it right. And I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, person A that is offended, according to somebody, is now saying, no, we're not offended, dude. Put that back. We're proud of that.
Yeah.
I still think the Washington Redskins, Commanders, football team, whatever their name is, they missed a major opportunity to call themselves the Sentinels.
Yep.
And look what Joe Flacco did. They could have got
Yeah.
Flacco. You know what I mean? Anybody that knows the replacements, you
What did
know.
I? Shit! I should have worn my jersey if I know we were going to talk about it.
You know, every time I log on, it shows you just kind of going, thinking,
What? You can't. That's weird. I'm.
Mm-mm.
Dan doesn't see it at all. I'm not even
No,
streaming tonight. I'm just doing the straight recording because I gotta do some more like clips and stuff for YouTube because I haven't done any in like months.
no, that's cool.
But well, I saw we lost the Bears. We lost our quarterback because we couldn't afford him anymore.
No, it's not that. I think they're going after Caleb Williams.
Oh, for a minute there, I thought you were gonna say Caleb Haney.
Well, I'd rather have Caleb Haney than Caleb Williams. He was not a good quarterback at USC.
Yeah, but I don't think we can afford what's his face anymore. I think that's why he's leaving.
Oh, Fields?
Yeah, didn't they trade him for a draft pick?
They traded him for something. Yeah, I forget what it is.
And I'll bet you because he wanted more money. Because I mean, he was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I think the guy's pretty good.
I think they traded him for a bag of footballs. Actually, I don't know that they got anything good.
A bag of
And
footballs that
Caleb
are
Williams,
overinflated.
I heard they don't want to build in Arlington Heights anymore. That they're going to do
yeah,
something downtown, which
Yeah,
is
they're actually
dumb.
getting a new stadium downtown. I get. Well, dude,
A-
it was all a play. I'm sure because they
and the Bears,
know where they're at. The Chicago Park District is basically who they're renting from. And
Yeah,
if they go, we're going to leave, the Park District loses a ton of money on income. So I'm sure the Bears probably went to him and said, like, we want to build a new stadium or we want to repair this one or whatever. Cut us a break. And Park District's like, haha, no, fuck you. So the Bears called their bluff. And I mean, to be stupid, they bought the land. They probably bought the land to generate income. If they put housing, shopping, hotels, resort on that land in Arlington Heights, they're going to make a ton of money on return on that, I'm sure.
yeah.
um, and the Bears have the money because
Yeah,
they're gonna spend it on Caleb, right? And
that's
his
true.
stats at USC are good. Like he's got really good stats at USC.
See, what I've been hearing and looking at and stuff like that. He's not the person that's going to lead us to the promised land. You
Oh,
know.
I
The
agree.
promised
We're
land.
not
He's
good
our
at
savior.
developing quarterbacks.
Yeah, he's not. He's not our Rex Grossman is not our quarterback. Excuse me,
No.
Rex Grossman is not our quarterback. I'm stumbling over my words. It's been a long ass week.
Dude, I
Yeah.
said the same thing to my boss today. I had a meeting with him. And I'm like, man, he's like, oh, it's Friday already. I'm like, yeah, like this week dragged ass, dude. I
I
don't know what
walked.
it was.
I had out of a team of four that includes me, I have three custodians under me. Two
Giggity,
custodians were
giggity,
were
giggity.
out. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, two of my custodians were out, so I basically was picking up everybody's work.
Trash.
So yeah. In honesty, it was. That's all. I was doing trash, bathrooms.
Man.
You know,
You got to go
uh,
down to Pilsen and get yourself some of them illegals out of that tent city. And they'll come
yeah.
pick trash for you.
Well,
They'll
what the
also
hell's
bring you
going on?
measles and legionnaires and God knows what else, but they'll pick trash.
What's
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's what the hell just happened?
uh
what's the deadline on getting lotto tickets? Might not lotto have to know that.
9 o'clock, I think.
I thought
Oh,
it was 7.
I
oh,
I think it's like 9. Well, I guess it
I
depends when
thought
the
it was
drawing. When's the drawing?
I thought it was like 9:45, but that doesn't seem right. I wonder if that's Eastern.
Well, that's the
But
other thing.
Oh, maybe.
If you're doing it from your phone, make sure it knows you're local in Illinois. Because like I've seen times where like if I'm on cell network and it for some reason it says I'm out of state, even though I'm like sitting in my room, I can't do the stupid Illinois Lotto app thing.
977. Next draw, March 22nd, 10 p.m.
Yeah, I think you have until like 9. I feel
Draw
like
close at 9:45.
ah,
Right.
okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Speaking of that, someone's birthday's coming up this week, isn't it? Next week. Next week.
Dan's, yeah, right?
No,
Yeah.
I don't remember when
I
his
don't.
birthday is.
This why are we changing the subject from winning the lottery to my birthday? I
Because
want
we
to win the
ain't gonna
lottery.
win.
I don't want a birthday.
No, I don't
I
want it. I
don't
don't
want
want
a
a
birthday.
birthday either.
That means
Mm-mm.
I'm getting older.
Yes, much
Great.
older, and I'm kind of getting tired of it. You know,
Kind of getting
I got,
tired. What?
I gotta take freaking Dramamine to play video games with you guys after this. I mean,
Yeah, that's a little weird.
so I mean, this is getting kind of bogus.
I don't know. I don't have to worry about the Dramamine, but I mean, virtual reality doesn't. You know, different people have different reactions to it.
I turned into a pansy. I gotta take drugs to be able to play video games.
Oh man,
I
no
don't know
name.
what the hell's wrong with me.
You know, the funny thing is like I've played enough Call of Duty, and like I play Helldivers now. Uh, I've probably played with enough people that are on drugs during those game sessions that you'd fit right in.
Yeah, yeah, probably.
Dude, I
I don't
played
have to
one.
drive to the gas station.
What? No way. Let's
You
go.
you
Not
got
working.
you
Man
got
on
to
the
do it
street.
live. Yeah,
Man
you
on
got
the
to do it live.
street. Interview the guy and be like, "What would you do with a
Oh,
billion
I know what the
dollars?"
problem is. Try this again. Oh, mother.
Oh boy.
Sorry.
All right.
Language.
So so I was watching Love and Thunder today.
Thor.
Well, I wasn't
Great.
watching the full thing. I was taking a break because I had enough. I was done. You know, it was like 2:30. I had a half hour left. I've walked 10 miles a day. I've done the job of 3 people for a week.
Yeah.
It wasn't happening. I needed to sit down for a minute. So I was watching some YouTube stuff like that.
Sure.
And in Thor: Love and Thunder, in the final battle, Thor starts talking about, when he starts getting the lightning and stuff in his eyes, and uh he gives the kids, if they're worthy, he gives the kids the power of Thor. Temporarily, of course.
Okay.
Did Thor have the Odin Force in Love and Thunder? Because did he has he become All Father, like Odin was, the Odin Force? Is that how he was able to give the
Yeah,
power
because
of Thor?
didn't he basically take his father's place after he died? Because
Yeah,
in the
and
previous movies, he always ends because he's like, I got to go back and take care of my people or whatever it is, and
yeah. So technically, in that he was All Father. So
yeah,
theoretically, because I actually this brings up another discussion point that I had. Where is it? Uh, this must have been one that I was talking about before that I've seen a little online. The reason that Thanos started getting all the stones and kind of attacking Earth and stuff like that in Asgard was because Odin died. And
yeah.
Odin would have mopped the floor with them, stones or not, supposedly. So wouldn't Thor then at that point, because he had already had Odin Force, wouldn't he just kick the shit out of Thanos?
See, I don't know. I mean, they don't do a
You know?
good job of explaining the lore because I think a lot of that stuff is like, it's kind of boring. I'd love if they expanded on that stuff, like how all that happened. Like I mean the actual lore behind how Odin got all knowing and basically all powerful is he sacrificed himself, committed suicide, hung himself from that tree,
Yeah.
Yggdrasil or whatever. It was like 10 days or whatever it was. And then he gained the knowledge of all the other realms and to be able to understand all the runes, which gave him the power.
Yeah.
So I would think, like, if he had to do that, clearly Odin's father didn't like just give him, he didn't like inherit the power. So I would guess Thor couldn't just like inherit it from his father. He'd have to go through the whole ritual to get it, right?
I don't remember. It's I never really read the Thor comics, and when I was a kid. So maybe I should go back and read some of that just to
Well, I mean,
kind of.
this is just even just general, Norse mythology. That's how they claim Odin lost his eye. He pulled out his eye in the well, and then he fell on his own spear, and then he hung himself on the tree, and that was all supposed to be to gain the power.
Yeah.
But I don't like, you know, the Marvel world where the movies reside is,
Yeah,
I guess
and
anything
even
happens.
in the comics versus MCU, there's a huge difference,
Yeah, they take a lot of
So
creative liberties and kind of do their own thing.
yeah, exactly. Like Hulk, you know,
Well, Hulk and She-Hulk too. Yeah.
Hulk turned into a pansy. They seriously nerfed the two strongest Avengers. They nerfed.
Well, so that's the thing I don't understand. So when he left at the end of the one, there's been so many damn movies I don't remember which one it was.
Oh, to go to Sakaar to fight. Yeah.
Was that the one when he was in the jump jet and he leaves and he cloaks it?
Yeah, and then he goes
It was
to
after. It was after Ultron
yeah,
because
I think that's when he
he
went to
throws him out
Sakaar.
of the jump jet. Yeah. So when they bring him back in the next movie, when they do the time
In
travel
re-
with
oh, okay.
Ant Man, and
Yeah.
he's like kind of half transformed but half isn't. He
Yeah, he's
did that.
Professor.
Yeah, he
Professor
did
Hulk.
that to kind of contain the anger because he didn't like becoming the Hulk and not being able to control it because he was afraid of what he'd do. But he also wanted to keep his like mental state of being, who he was, Bruce
Mhm.
Banner, basically. So it's like I don't remember that happening that way in the comics. So it's like
There was a Professor Hulk, I
right,
think at
right,
one of them, but it just, it's the Hulk. He's like World Breaker Hulk
right.
or the One Below All Hulk. It's they nerfed him and it sucks. So, um,
Hey Dan, did you see that link I put in there?
do you guys remember in Beetlejuice? Do you remember Beetlejuice being spelled something different, a different way,
I
instead of like
remember it. I remember it with a G.
yeah, G-U like
GEU or
I-S-E or
G.
something?
Well, I don't remember that. I remember
Thank
it
you.
like GEUS something.
Yes. It wasn't spelled
I think it was on the
J-U-I-C-E.
tombstone actually,
Yes.
because
And
that's when
now
she
it's
looks
spelled
at
with
it and she's like, "Oh, and then like, because what's his face tells her not to say it, and I thought at some point the movie title wasn't even that way, and I was like, why did they? Because when Lydia's in the town, right? Is it that's what she sees on the thing when she calls it three times? But I could have sworn it was like,
E-E-U-S-E.
yeah,
Okay, but okay. You know what? I think it's not a Mandela effect. I think it's just my brain not connecting because on the tombstone, I'm looking at a picture. Here lies Beetlejuice. Betelgeuse.
yeah, they
And I
spelled it
thought
wrong or something.
I thought that was the name, like how they spelled it on like the marquees and stuff, not Juice.
But the movie was actually JUI, like orange juice, like Beetlejuice.
I I thought it was. I thought I remembered it the other way around. Okay, so
Yeah, I
thank
remember it.
you.
I remember it on the tombstone vividly because I always thought that was weird that it was different. And I thought I'd
Hmm.
have to go baback and watch the movie, or maybe if somebody knows, put a comment.
No,
Uh,
I pulled it up.
I thought though in the movie cause she asked him like why it's spelled wrong, and I think he said he did that because people keep trying to pronounce it, and they say it over and over, summoning him. because he tricks them into like, they don't know how to say it, and eventually when they get it, they're like, they say it 3 times trying to get it right, and they summon him accidentally.
Because I watched a trailer for that the other day, and it
Oh,
showed Beetle Juic. I was like,
I hope they don't ruin it. I really, I mean, I loved Beetlejuice. I thought it was a great movie. I hope they don't kill it with this.
well, Catherine O'Hare is back. Obviously, Michael Keaton's back. Winona Ryder's back.
Winona Ryder's back, and it's hilarious because in the preview, well, there was 2 trailers. There was the one that like just released like a couple days ago, and then there was one that came out beforehand, and they show like a close up of her, and I swear to God, she looks just like what's her face from Stranger Things.
Was Winona Ryder.
Well, no, but I mean, like she looks just like her character in Stranger Things.
Oh well,
and I'm like, you just ripped her out of Stranger Things, basically, and put her in the Beetlejuice world.
No. You took her out of Beetlejuice and put her in Stranger Things. Did we just connect Stranger Things?
It's canon. There you go. It's the same universe.
And Beetlejuice. Oh.
So what if they build another town of wherever the hell it takes place in Stranger Things?
Ooh.
And they're all in the town.
Is this a Beetlejuice? Everybody's in like a coma and he's out running the gamut?
No. Like, remember how in the house they
had the little model.
Yeah. So what if this is all like in the model of wherever the hell, I can't remember where Stranger Things takes place.
Indiana, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I don't remember the town.
No, I don't remember either. So yeah, we just connected Beetlejuice to Stranger Things. All right. Which is kind of wild because we're back in the 80s because Dune is back in theaters.
Okay, so Beetlejuice takes place in a fictional village called Winter River, Connecticut.
Yeah, it was East Coast, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's not too far from Indiana.
We got yeah. Compared to, Russia.
Maybe when when they left they went to Indiana.
No, maybe.
They left who was it? Otho, the big guy.
Yeah.
He left, right? And what's her name? Catherine O'Hare left, right?
Catherine O'Hare is back. Someone dies in this one.
Well, Otho, like the actor, died. He actually died, like in real life.
I wonder if they're gonna use his character's death like a real.
Oh, like write him out of the movie.
Yeah, Alec Baldwin.
What's that?
Oh, that'd be okay.
Alec Baldwin.
There's Alec Baldwin dying.
Oh, that's right. I don't think he's coming back, is he?
Well,
I hope not.
He's busy shooting his gaffer or whatever the hell it was.
Beetlejuice 2 cast. Let's see the cast. I don't think so. Willem Dafoe, Catherine O'Hare.
Gina Davis is in it. Gina Davis was in it? She
Winona
was the guy's husband, right? Or
the
guy was her husband. She was the wife that when they moved into the house, and Winona Ryder was their daughter. That's right.
Yes.
So maybe I don't remember. Catherine O'Hare, the other guy, the guy that played the principal in
Ferris Bueller's
Ed?
Ed, yeah.
Ed. What's his last name?
I don't remember. He got in trouble for like being a pedophile or something, sex offender.
Oh,
did he?
Yeah.
Jeffrey Jones. She was Charles Dietz.
Yeah, he got.
No,
yep.
I never heard that. What happened to Jeffrey Jones? Oh, for failing to update his sex offender status.
Yep.
Holy shit.
So you think
sick fuck.
You think they're gonna do a
He's 77.
Is he? You think they're gonna do a third one then? Like a third movie?
I don't know, maybe depending how
because you got Beetlejuice. You got Beetlejuice.
Robert Goulet was in Max 18. That was Robert Goulet. That's right.
Yeah, I liked it. I just hope they don't ruin it. Maybe I'm weird. Call me a big fan, but I liked what's her name from Wednesday, Jenna Ortega.
We'll see how it goes.
I think the thing with her is though, that's like she's stuck in that role. She's seriously being typecast.
It's kind of like Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah. Or what's his name? The The guy that was in prison, the big muscle guy from the vampire movies. Oh
Wesley
God.
Snipes.
Johnny Depp,
No.
Sean Connery,
No, the guy that was in prison.
Actually,
the
I
guy
got
that was in prison. Tebow?
Tito? No, Tito. What the hell?
Tebow.
Tiny
No,
Zeus Lester.
no. The Hispanic
Tiny-
guy. He's got all the tattoos.
Hector
Oh,
from Fast and Furious.
No. From the good God, the vampire movies from
Carlos Mencia
No, my God, what is his name? I'm gonna die now. I'm gonna Google it.
from the vampire movies. Wesley Snipes?
No.
I already said that one. Actually, speaking
Oh.
of Sean Connery, while you're looking that up, have you heard about the conspiracy that the
Danny
Rock,
Trejo.
Danny Trejo? Oh, I love Danny
He was
Trejo. I
in
want to try
those.
some of his tacos.
He was in the vampire movies from like the '90s with what the hell was it?
Dust Till Dawn.
Dust Till Dawn. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
One of my
he
favorite
was in
movies.
prison. Like he was a prison like for 20
Yeah.
years. He was serving like prison time.
Yeah, it was a gangster. Yeah.
Yeah. Like he's
So
totally
not Johnny Depp?
typecast. No, not Johnny Depp or Sean Connery.
Do you think
Okay.
he cares? Look how much money he's got now.
Danny
Look,
Trejo.
look at the kind of life. Look at the kind of life he's got. You want to typecast me? Typecast me. I don't give a.
Well,
that's
I
the thing
remember
is-
seeing, who was it? Was it Devo? Tiny Zeus Lister? I think it was
Yeah.
him.
Yep.
They were talking about being typecast, and he's like, "Dude, I'm cruising in my Bentley right now."
Yeah.
I'm like, he's like, "I don't have a normal 9 to 5. I typecast me all you want. I'm getting paid."
Yep.
He's like, "I
Well,
have a good life."
That's
Blah,
what I
blah, blah.
understand.
I'm like,
People say that about Jenna Ortega. They're like, oh, that's all she does, and I'm like, well, so what? She's like 21 years old and making bank on that role because she's like an emo teenager. Like,
mhm.
let her do that. Like, it's weird because like, what was the one with Jim Carrey where he played the serious role, Cable Guy? Like, you knew
Cable
him from
Guy.
all his goofy movies, The Mask and all that crap. And then he does that role where he's like a serial killer, whatever the hell it was, and like you don't think it's it's
No,
weird.
that
seeing
wasn't
him
Cable Guy.
Wasn't that the one?
Are you talking about the number 23?
Maybe
Or
was
just-
that it?
Or that other one?
Because Cable Guy was kind of like a serial.
No.
Well, it wasn't a comedic role for him.
Are you talking me, myself, and I? No, that was comedic.
It was. I
The
thought
Majestic?
No, I thought they said that about Cable Guy, where it wasn't like a real comedic role that he's used to playing, because it got kind of serious.
Pirates of the Caribbean?
Wait, Jim Carrey was in that?
No.
He's on a Johnny Depp kick.
James Bond?
James Bond, Sean Connery.
Actually,
Just give it a
Sean
little
Connery.
stop.
I got a Sean Connery thing for you if you
Oh,
want to hear
God.
it. Have you heard about the conspiracy that the movie The Rock is really a James Bond movie?
I rewatched that the other day, and not the other day, but the
I
other
was
year,
watching
a couple
some of
years
it.
ago.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
was
not as
watching.
good.
I don't think it holds up as well.
Probably not, but
It's
in the movie we
what?
find out that his name, the Sean Connery's character's name is Captain John Patrick Mason of Her Majesty's SAS, Special Forces, right?
Yeah, right.
What was James Bond? Her Majesty's Special Forces, right?
Ah, okay.
The records indicate, like movies and all that stuff, the name John Mason did not exist, and that is his code name. Captain John Mason is a code name.
Oh, okay.
So what they say is after the movie Doctor No, James Bond was arrested in 19. James Bond disappeared in 1962. That's when this Mason character was sent to Alcatraz. And he escaped in 1963. The character in The Rock escaped from 1963. The reason they say that they think that this is James Bond is because in the final shot of Dr. No, James Bond was refusing to help the CIA. he was arrested for taking microfilm. He didn't like give it over, to the CIA.
Oh, I see where you're going.
Um, and
And he was put in Alcatraz, right?
and then so the CIA arrested him, put him in Alcatraz under the name John Mason versus James Bond. And in the movie The Rock, they briefly mention something about microfilm being taken, like him
Well,
taking microfilm.
yeah, and he left it in the church at the end when what's his face goes and gets it and drives off.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage.
So in Doctor No, James Bond movie, James Bond, Sean Connery's character, had microfilm. But in the end of The Rock, they talk about, well, not in the end, but in The Rock, they talk about John, John Mason character taking microfilm. I mean, if you watch the character and the attitude and the demeanor of Sean Connery in the movie, it's that of a James Bond. Because I mean, well, he is James Bond, so I mean, that's who he was. In the movie, he has a daughter. The daughter also mentions that she was a result of a one-night stand.
Ah, okay.
So people are putting two and two together. That Bond was arrested in '62, he escaped in '63, blah blah blah.
Gotcha.
And then I can connect this to possibly a couple more movies. There's a ambush scene in The Rock where they're in a shower, where like the SEAL team is going into The Rock to get to Ed Harris. The leader of the SEAL team is James Curran. He's leading a team of special forces into The Rock to handle the Marines who have kind of gone off the deep end a little bit.
Yep.
If you pay attention in the movie Navy SEALs, that is the same commanding officer of the special forces in Navy SEALs. He's a Navy SEAL in that movie.
The same guy?
It's the same guy, same CO. So,
okay.
Were the Navy SEALs sent to The Rock to take care of Ed Harris and all them?
Well, yeah, I mean, who else would you send?
Well, so we just tied Navy SEALs to James Bond and The Rock.
Well, I mean, but that makes sense, though, because who else, like, it happened in America. You got to send somebody in to go after the ex-military guys who are, like, crazy going to use the weapons on ourselves. And who else would you send in? Special Forces, Navy SEALs. I mean, to me, Navy SEALs is the answer because it's a freaking island that apparently nobody can escape or get into.
So the SEAL team they sent in is the one that Charlie Sheen was in. And there's a character in that has a similar look to Charlie Sheen.
Ah, okay.
Also, the guy James Curran, he was also Kyle Reese. So technically,
Kyle Reese from Terminator?
Terminator. He was Kyle Reese in the first Terminator.
Yeah, he was the leader of the revolution, right?
No, he was just the guy that John Connor sent back.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Okay.
And Ed Harris, the guy that played the general in The Rock, was also a commanding officer in Top Gun Maverick. So depending how you want to look at it.
You just link all those universes together?
We just linked Top Gun, Navy SEALs, technically Terminator, if you really want to go that way.
So wait a minute. You said Charlie Sheen was in the Navy SEALs movie?
Yeah.
So who was he in with when he was in Hot Shots? Because how can we link that to The Rock?
Ooh, how can we do that? He was a special forces guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
in Hot Shots.
maybe he didn't die in the Rock, and then he got injured or like life threatening, but was saved, and he went into seclusion because his whole team got killed, and then they had to. We just connected Hot Shots to that.
Yep.
Which.
Hot Shots is a great movie. Hilarious.
We could do. I'm like Captain America. We could do this all day. But I thought that was entertaining that they think that The Rock is really a James Bond episode, a James Bond movie.
Wow.
Because there's evidence in it that shows it.
So realistically, you could also tie that back to Ferris Bueller's because Charlie Sheen was in Ferris Bueller's at the end when she was in the police station. The daughter.
He was a
That's
degenerate before
yeah,
that,
right.
and that's how he got sent
Yeah,
to
to
the
the
Navy.
military. Yeah,
Mhm,
turn
that's
his
like
life around.
that's like John Wick in an alternate universe is
Hey, and
Ted Theodore Logan.
then we're back. We just circled right back to the pedophile principal from Ferris Bueller's.
Oh my
Uh,
god.
I'm
There,
gonna tie this in to me going to go buy lotto tickets. So
go
I'm
You
for
gonna
it.
need to
go
do this. You need to do this
Live,
live.
live.
Do
Man
not
on
get
the
off of this
street.
call.
I
live.
want you to I want you to give the phone
You
to the
want me on
attendant.
the phone while I'm buying lotto tickets?
No, I want you to give the guy the phone, tell him you're doing a podcast, and tell him you want to know what he would do if he won $1 billion in the lotto.
No, I don't want
And
to
I
do that.
want video. Yeah, ask him if he wants to be on
No,
video. This will be our first
the
interview.
video
Come
doesn't
on.
work on this for
Oh
me.
damn.
That's bullshit.
Live
Yeah,
on the street. Dan's
it's
our man
Mega
on the
Millions,
street.
right?
Mega Millions, yeah, 900. It'll be
Yeah.
I'm surprised because it was like 977 yesterday. I'm sure it'll be $1
Isn't it?
billion by the time they do the
No,
drawing.
it's 977 right now, isn't
Well,
it?
I
Like,
can't
don't they
imagine
cap it?
I don't know. I mean, shit, we've been over $1 billion in Little
Well,
Lotto,
so
right? Or
If
Powerball.
it
let
gets
me.
if it gets over that, I'm driving my happy butt down to Illinois and buying some lotto tickets.
Man,
Buy a lotto ticket.
I'll buy you a ticket if it wins. I'll give you a third of the profits.
I'm going right now.
That you know what deal? This is on. You know we're doing that. That's a deal.
We'll take
That's a deal.
one lump sum and we'll split it.
Yes, that's fine. We'll get like 600 million, and yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, I think I
you
could
can-
survive with like 300 million. Yeah, well, yeah.
300 million. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
in. I'm in.
I
Yeah,
don't know
that's
what
fine.
I do after the first 10 years of my life, but whatever.
We could get Irish guacamole. That's what we can do.
Why does that sound like a weird sexual thing?
Because it's mashed potatoes. It's Irish guacamole.
Just mashed potatoes? Oh,
Mhm.
I got you. Okay.
I was
Uh,
I was listening to a podcast the other day, and they were talking about desserts that are disappointing, and they brought up cannoli,
cannoli?
and I was like, first off, hold up, I love cannoli,
Yeah,
but
bumping cannoli right here.
yeah, exactly. Is that I don't wear this hat very often, so excuse me.
Live and in person, the bumping cannoli.
Are Long Johns technically an American cannoli?
Well, no, cannoli's filled, right? Long johns aren't. You'd have to get like
A filled Long John. You can get a cream filled Long John.
Yeah, but then it ain't a long john, is it?
Hey, Patty, never mind.
That's what they used to call me in high school.
Parental, yeah, we need to put the explicit on this one.
Cream filled long john.
Yeah, that was my nickname in high school.
Yes. No, isn't that a Bismarck? Isn't that what a Bismarck is?
Yeah, I think so.
Because a Boston cream would be like the round donut with the vanilla like custard in it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think a Bismarck is a cream filled long john. Basically, it's not a long. I guess. I mean, I don't. What the fuck.
Now I want donuts.
I don't. So I remember. Well, you remember this too. I'm sure you and Dan. We'd go over to the Dunkin Donuts after working at Handy Andy. Like,
Mhm.
dude, they didn't have like all the freaking donut types that they do now.
No, I remember going to that Dunkin' Donuts and getting a large, like high C fruit punch and
Yep.
two of the like the Boston cream donuts, but
Yep.
it was like like cake filling in the center.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
the
good. I wonder if
chocolate.
they got those still. Chocolate and vanilla. Oh god.
Yeah.
I wonder if they still. I could go for one of those right now.
I stopped going to the Dunkin' over here only because every time I do, they're either out of whatever the hell I want, or if I get like I usually get a chocolate long john. They throw it in the bag. By the time I get it, like in the drive-through, like I don't know what the hell they're doing. It's like melted. It's stuck. There's no frosting. It's all inside the bag. And I'm like, fuck this. Like it shouldn't be wet. Like what are you guys doing? They don't make them there anymore. I think it's a problem. Like,
If we're gonna do a short Dunkin' Donuts, why don't you take the outside and make that just donut and take all the cream and fill in the long john with the chocolate or the vanilla cream?
Yes.
Like the
Dude,
topping.
I started going to the Thorntons across the street, literally, and buying their donuts like $1. and it's just
Mhm.
huge, like chocolate longs. Like they put so, oh, it's so good. I'm like, you know what? Gas station food, that's a delicacy. You can't prove me wrong.
I'm going to the gas station right now.
Nice.
Are you driving?
Well, yeah.
Why the hell would he walk? It's like
gonna
30 degrees
walk.
and snowing.
Have you
I
not
didn't
been
know
in
if you were.
Illinois? I'm not gonna go walk at night.
Yeah,
I didn't
dude.
know.
Like he's gonna get mugged.
I didn't know if you were like en route currently. Sorry. So I read this the other day,
I
so I
think
had to
my
check it out.
phone. I'm gonna get.
Did
I
you?
think it's $2 a ticket, right?
Probably
What's
Yeah,
that? Say that
I'm
again.
driving up.
$2 a
$2
ticket.
a ticket.
I think I did 3 because you can add the mega plier to it. It's $1.
Did you buy extra lines or just like tickets?
Well, I
lines?
did
Lines?
quick pick. So if you do
No.
quick pick lines, it's
Yeah.
$2 a line, but you can add what they call the mega plier.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is, but I added it was like $1. I spent like $20 on the thing. I'm like, whatever. So I got what,
Yeah,
like
that's what
7
I'm gonna
lines.
do.
Yeah, it was like $21. It was 7 lines. I just
Ooh.
did quick pick. The wife usually does her
Oh, I'm gonna
numbers
do
like birthdays and anniversaries and stuff.
Oh, that's
nice.
awesome. My
I'm
cousin's
gonna
in
use the
Colombia. They
power of
went to Brazil and Peru today. That's cool.
AI random numbers.
There you go. Ask ChatGPT to pick the lotto numbers for you.
I'm gonna ask the attendant to use ChatGPT to pick a lot of numbers for me.
Can you pick the winning?
I'm gonna ask it right now.
That's what I'm doing.
ChatGPT or the one in WhatsApp?
Chat. No, I'm on ChatGPT. Oh, that sucks. I can't predict
What?
future events or lottery numbers.
So
That's
what's the Mega Million?
What do you mean?
Like what's
That's a very
the
big question.
so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Those are some really easy numbers.
No, 1, 2. It's five numbers in a mega
The
plier.
same combination as my luggage.
Yeah, so you got 5 numbers and a mega plier. What do they go through? So it's 1 through 70, 5 numbers, and then a mega plier, which is 1 to 25. So
Well, you got 2 minutes to get me some numbers. I'm almost there.
We got to do 10 numbers.
no, 1 through 70 5 times, and then 1 through 25 1 time if you go with the mega plier.
Does the Megaplier only work if you win, or
No,
does it give you like
I
an
think
extra?
it's like you have to get at least 3 in the mega plier, and it does some bonus. And if you get all 5 in the mega plier, you basically win it all. Like you get 980 million.
Well, but what about the people who matched all 5 and didn't do the Megaplier?
I don't think they get it all. I don't know. I'm not sure what the mega plier.
I don't know how the Megaplier, like that extra dollar, trumps everybody else.
Well, I think either way, if you win it, you split it. That's the thing, because there can be multiple winners, and there have been.
You're gonna split it with us, right?
No,
I would take care of you.
Uh-uh.
I'd hook it up. We'd be doing this professionally for the rest of our lives. We wouldn't need to work normal jobs. You know what I'm saying? I win $977 million. We're doing this all the time. We're sponsored by I don't know.
All right,
Pick something.
so there's 5 lines of
Oh,
5
shit, there you go.
numbers, and then those are the random mega pliers that would be at the end of each line, like top to bottom. I'm gonna keep an eye on those. I swear to God, if they win tonight, I'm gonna beat myself in the head.
All right, what numbers?
I just put them in the WhatsApp chat.
Oh man, hold on.
Did you know Picasso died in 1973?
Pablo Picasso was never called an asshole.
No, but he died in 73.
Hi, I wanted to get some Mega Millions tickets.
Nice.
Izzy Brown. Never mind.
I want it. Wait, what did you say?
Nothing.
I want 7 players. Yeah. Where do I?
That'll be like
I go over
21
here.
bucks.
Okay. Can I do one where I pick numbers? Or no? Oh no, I don't want to do that. I'm too lazy. Can you just do a quick? Can you do a quick pick then, or whatever? Yeah. Okay.
What do you know?
14. Okay. Does that have like a mega player option or no?
Without
Without? Can you do with? Yeah.
You said 1971?
21. Okay, it's 20
73.
and
Huh.
1.
So how old was he when he died?
I don't remember. I don't know.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
91, it says. Wow. God, he was born
Yeah.
in 1881. That's crazy.
Who?
Pablo Picasso.
Oh.
He
Yeah,
died. He
order-
died in
in order to-
1973.
In order to pick numbers, I'd use one of those old-fashioned sheets and like.
Oh, like a
Scratching the numbers.
Scantron.
Yeah. Like what the hell? It's 2024. I'll tell you
Do
the
it.
numbers.
Do it.
Anyway, I got
Do
my
it.
ticket.
Nice.
So
Winning
I'm
ticket.
expecting to win.
That's right. Then you can tell your people at work to go pound sand politely.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I bet you Eric would want to do that.
What's that?
Go tell the people at work to pound sand.
After this week? Yeah, I think so.
I think I'm gonna run to I kind of decide I'm gonna go to that gun store down the street, see if they can help me
Oh.
get my Foy.
Gat?
No, the one that's like really popular apparently.
Popular
The
gun
Asian
store?
chick runs it.
Oh, I see.
Hold on.
What's the?
The gun doctor.
Oh, yeah. Contact, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely.
She could
Here's
help me
an
get
offer.
my
I
Foy,
could
right?
save a... Yeah, oh, yes, most definitely.
Either that or I go to Range USA that's out in Hanover, right at the edge of 380 there, or 390.
Yeah, you could do that. Ironically, yeah.
Yeah, Range USA will do that, right?
Yeah, they all will. They'll all help you with that.
Because I keep going to the thing online and everyone's like, oh, you can't do it online. I'm like, well, why the fuck would they have a portal that says you can get your Foy online?
Because the portal
Do everything
sucks.
Well, no, I guess apparently it's for existing people to like renew.
Oh, yeah. I've had to
Oh.
get on there before.
Lame.
Yeah, it kind of sucks.
It sucks that, we need a Foy anyway in this communist state.
Well, if you're an illegal, you don't. Because now in
Dude, yeah, what
Illinois,
they're saying the Second Amendment can apply to them. Well, so this is what I understand. They're saying in the eyes of the law, it can apply for things like self-defense. But they're saying, although I don't know this is true, and I guess it remains to be seen, if they're committing a crime, they're saying that Second Amendment doesn't count, and they're likely going to get hit with, illegal firearm usage or whatever. But to me, it's like, okay, if you're saying this guy's getting attacked and he defends himself, and they find out that he's got a gun, he's an illegal, he doesn't have a Foy, he's not a U.S. citizen, which I don't understand how the Constitution can even apply to him. and all the amendments and everything could even apply to somebody who's not a U.S. citizen.
Technically, they don't.
Well, that's the
Yeah.
argument.
Well, what does that mean, though?
Well, aren't
Like,
they? I mean,
he's not subject to any of the laws. Is that what that means?
well, that's the other thing is you could be like, oh, your laws don't apply to me. Then I don't know.
That's bullshit. I mean, if you're on our land, they should apply to you.
It's our land. Now
Come on.
we're gonna start that argument.
Communist.
Hey, I'm part Native American, so
Social.
it's okay.
It's a socialist land. Oh, we lost him. He drove through.
Uh-oh.
He drove through a dead zone.
That's the FBI coming
Oh
to get
yeah,
him.
somebody heard him talking about it. They cut him off. They just disappeared him. We're never gonna see him again.
Did you hear about the guy that was put a bet on the Super Bowl? He bet 50 grand that there would be a streaker at the Super Bowl,
There was two.
and he won $300,000, and he got fined $1,000 because he was one of the streakers.
He was one of the. Yeah, there was two.
He won 300 grand betting $50,000 that there'd be a streaker, and he's the streaker.
You know
and it
what?
was
I can guarantee you next year people are going to try that and they're going to change that.
hopefully.
So here's the thing, Eric. We'll say there's going to be a streaker. I'll put down the money. You go streak. We'll split the profits.
We got to do a lot more than $150,000 because he's not allowed to go to any other Super Bowls or something like that.
Please, you think? I mean, so look.
My
So think about that.
information right?
Think about that. A grand
On the
to
streaker,
a grand to
I don't know.
spend the night in a jail at the Super Bowl. Tickets for
Mhm.
the Super Bowl, what, maybe say 10 grand tops for like
Yeah.
maybe decent seats. You know, you play the whole game. That's 20 grand, 21 grand we're in for. Put in like, $100,000. We would come back with like $1 million, right?
yeah,
know,
it works.
Minus the cost. Minus the cost of the tickets and the night in prison. I mean, are you ever going to go to a Super Bowl any other time anyway? I mean,
Unless the Bears are in it, probably not.
right. Well, the Bears were in it. We still didn't even go.
Well, that's because well, that's true. I got a couple of really good things for the rest of this here. I can delete that.
I think they should do a Super Bowl like they do for the World Series.
Yeah.
They played each other's field a couple times over the
Ooh.
course of a week.
Yeah, but that's showbiz.
That'd be awesome. It's showbiz,
So-
baby.
Do you know why The Simpsons have never aged? I saw a theory on this online.
I saw that too because someone said that they died.
Homer is in a coma.
Yes. And they're all
He-
visiting him in the
and what-
hospital.
No, in one of the episodes, Bart has an exploding can of beer.
Yeah, and he goes to heaven, and Jesus or whoever says it's not your time or whatever.
Yeah, I want to know the meaning of life. What,
Yup.
you can't wait 6 months?
Yeah,
And then
6 months later, it blows up at him, and he dies.
He's in a coma, and he's just living everything,
Yup.
I thought that was kind of wild.
I see dead people.
Let's see. In case you ever moved to Canada, you're being told to leave your car keys at the front door so thieves can just boop your ride. Because, that's from the cops. The Canadian police are telling you leave your keys at the front door so nobody breaks into your house to steal shit out of your car.
So they're going to break into your house, they're going to steal your keys and leave.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, that's Canada. Canada sucks.
That's showbiz, baby.
Do you know Pilates, the exercise routine Pilates?
Yeah,
Do you know how it was created?
it's kind of like yoga, isn't it?
Do you know how it was
I
created?
have no
Like
idea.
how? Why?
No.
Pilates is technically a jailhouse workout.
Jailhouse, like in prison.
Joseph Pilates created Pilates while he was a prisoner on the Isle of Man. He created it to be able to work out in a confined space.
Huh.
Yeah, kind of messed up, isn't it? Pilates is a jailhouse workout.
Wow.
So you're not just some, snooty, soccer mom in Highland Park going to the gym. I'm going to do Pilates. Let me get into my Mercedes.
Nice. Dan didn't come back. We lost him.
Which is not good because I don't know if he'd like this one, but we played pickleball not that long ago, right?
Yeah, you were
remember
saying
us
that,
talking
yeah.
about- I told you that was the whitest thing that I have done all year.
Right.
I am changing that. That is the second whitest thing I have done all year. The most at this moment in time, the most Caucasian thing that I have done in 2024 is we were at DC Cobb's in Woodstock for St. Patrick's Day. The most Caucasian thing I've ever done is I've been at a St. Patty's Day like bash. They were under a tent, and all the drunk white people were singing "Sweet Caroline."
Oh my god.
Come on, white people, we need to do better.
No, that's that's our thing.
Is
We
that
own
peak
that.
white person?
We wear that like a fucking badge of honor, dude. You ever been to a baseball game when that song
Yeah,
goes on?
yeah.
I mean, come on.
That's peak white person.
Ain't no brothers sitting in the crowd singing "Sweet Caroline." I'll tell you that right now.
I think there was one black dude, and I think he was jamming, so it was all right.
Yeah.
It was that. Usually, I'm used to the Southside Irish Parade because we used to go every year,
Yep.
and that was always fun. But there was a whole lot of degenerates that would go there and
Oh,
just
yeah.
get freaking drunk and just do dumb shit. This down over in Woodstock at DC Cobb's, it had a real good vibe. Everybody was ridiculously polite. It was great. It was a good time.
Nice.
So it was better. I mean, don't get me wrong. The Southside Irish Parade, I was pretty blotto every time I went down there, but
Yeah. Well, I
um,
mean, it happens.
but nobody was singing "Sweet Caroline." So
Yeah.
peak white person.
That's got to be. And the
Um,
best part is nobody really knows the lyrics.
except for "Sweet
Yeah.
Caroline,"
And then the ba
and then you
ba
hear
ba.
"ba ba ba,"
Yep.
and it's like, oh my god! I'm like, this is peak white person. And I drove, so I couldn't. I mean, I had a couple of beer. I had a couple Coronas on St. Patty's Day,
Good lord.
and then we had Taco Bell on the way home. So
Oh my god. Yeah, last week Friday we went for the grandson's birthday to
Yeah.
Shinto sushi place.
yeah, oh, I could
Did
go
some
for
hibachi.
sushi. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, it was good. We I hadn't been there for hibachi in probably like 7 years. The
Yeah.
last time I went, we took the daughters for one of their birthdays, and we just went.
Hibachi. Maybe we'll do that for my birthday this year.
Dude,
That
come on
sounds
down, we'll
good.
go. It's awesome, dude. Like, I'm not a sushi eater,
Oh, I love
but
sushi.
like, so they have this thing called Little Delicious, and it's yeah, it's the best. It's crab
What's your
meat.
name? I'm
Crab.
little delicious.
Yeah,
That's what
that's
I'm.
they
A
call
little
me in high
delicious.
school. It's
That's
crab
little.
meat, rice, avocado, some kind of cheese, and I want to say it's all wrapped, in seaweed, but then they deep fried in tempura batter.
Ooh.
So it's not cold sushi, dude. That and they put unagi, the eel sauce, which is like spicy, or no,
Yeah.
the black sauce, which is like almost like a soy sauce type thing.
Yeah.
And then they put like a spicy, almost like an aioli, like on top of it too. Oh my god, it is so good. The only thing I don't like about it, is it's freaking well, everything's expensive, but it is costly.
Yeah.
So I mean, for the 5 of us, because we took the grandson, it's like $160.
No, that's not bad.
And I gave the guy a $25 tip because I think the waiter and I think the chef probably takes part of that too.
Yeah. We used to go to Royal Buffet in Schaumburg, right over there
Yes.
at Golf and
Yep. Right by the
not
mall.
Meacham.
By the mall, right?
Sort of on the other
Like
side.
down the other side. Yeah, down Golf.
Yeah. We used to go there all the time. I could go for. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Telling you,
We
come,
need
come
an
out
all you
this
can eat
way.
sushi.
We'll go over there.
We need
There's
I
a,
need an all you can eat sushi.
If you want good but cheap sushi, there's because the guys from work used to take me to this place. It's Sushi Plus, right? And it's one of those ones where they've got the conveyor
Yeah.
that goes by the table, and it's basically based on color. So you pick the plate, and whatever the color of the plate is how they charge you, and it's like a set fee per plate.
Oh, no, yeah. I remember going to like Sushi Station.
Yeah. They got really good but cheap sushi there. Yeah.
Maybe Patty Melt and I will go to some place like Royal Buffet, or there's a
I'm
place in
yeah,
McHenry that's good,
we had a
or
plan.
somewhere down by you.
Yeah, we had a plan one of these days. Have you come out?
Yeah,
Dan and the wife can come out, and maybe the six of us go do it. We could split it. I mean, it won't be too bad then.
yeah, yeah. Maybe we'll do it for like Dan and my birthdays.
Ooh, there you
Since
go.
her, because Dan's is the 26th, maybe I
Yeah,
think it
something
is.
like that.
Tuesday. Excuse me. Dan's is the 26th, and mine's coming up the week after.
That's right. Yeah.
So yeah. Another thing I was curious about. I was watching Enterprise, the one with Scott Bakula,
Yep.
right? Like
The older
the
one.
Archer, the with Archer, and like before NCC 1701A, but like 200 years before Kirk or whatever it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was looking at this, and they were talking about like the Xindi, the Andorians, the Aquatics. Where are all those people in the original series and the Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager? Where are all those people?
Well,
Those aliens? Because you don't see them. You see Vulcans, you see Klingons in Enterprise, and you see technically the Borg, because Jeffrey Dean Morgan was one of
yeah.
the Borg in Enterprise. But where are the rest of them?
So Enterprise, Deep Space Nine, that was the way station before they went through the wormhole, right?
Yes.
My guess is you should see a lot more of those people coming through the station.
You would think that
Because if
they
that's
would.
like that's like a bus stop, basically.
Yeah,
Everybody
exactly.
gets you stop there on their way out of the universe or whatever.
They don't. I don't remember ever seeing any of those.
Yeah, that's kind of
It's
weird.
so I was kind of watching that, and it was just I was kind of confused. So
Nice. What
you
is
know,
that? What are you buying?
um, uh, something you can't get in Illinois.
Oh, we could probably get it. I just don't know if it'd be legal.
No, well, that the one of the Facebook groups that I'm part of. You can't buy that in Illinois, so it's like the holy grail. And I literally can't pull the trigger on it for some reason. It's only two
Why
hundred
why
dollars.
can't you buy it in Illinois? Oh, because it's polymer? No.
No, the melting point. Something with the melting point.
Oh, because of the
Um,
polymer?
no, something to do with the way it's built, like the metal. So I started watching this. This was last week before we decided not to do this last week's episode. I told you I watched that Tucker Carlson Putin interview,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
and that was just the
Oh,
fact that it
wow.
was
We talked
Putin
about it.
was,
Yeah.
yeah, just the fact that it was Putin, I wanted to watch it. I think Tucker's kind of annoying sometimes when he interviews, like his facial expressions and stuff. Um, but that's neither here nor there. He had one where he was interviewing Chris Cuomo,
Okay.
the old CNN anchor.
Sure, sure.
And it was kind of neat because they were both at one point the highest rated shows on Fox News and CNN. So it was like they were mortal enemies in that realm. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And whether or not the two of them uh, have the same opinion on things, the main takeaway I would say from that interview is that um, just because we might have a difference of opinion, we still need to sit down and talk to people.
Yes.
We can have a difference of opinion, but you have to be able to sit down and go, look, you're not the devil
We've talked about that. We talked
because you
about that with
like
the Putin interview.
A&W root beer, because you like Coke and I like Pepsi. Let's do that one. Um,
There's not enough people in the world today that think like that. And that's the
we
problem.
we can't we can't allow red and blue to continue to divide us. And it was really, I don't know whether Chris Cuomo was bullshit, like if he was lying through his teeth or if he was being legit. But I'll take it as he was being legit because I'd like to give people. I'd like to be optimistic. So
Yeah.
I'm going to. Except for, I'm not going to be optimistic. I'm going to wear this hat again after seeing what it does with the little nipple on top. But yeah, it's just the way that they were talking and the way that it was just kind of like, hey, we need to come together. We need to quit this bickering, quit this. Fox News sucks, CNN sucks, and Donald Trump sucks, Joe Biden sucks. We need to be able to talk. We're humans, people,
Yeah.
So I thought it was really good. I mean, so it was fun.
I
It was a neat interview.
I think
Nice
you and
fire pit.
I think you and I talked about it with the Putin interview. And I think Dan did too. But like I think, the feelings you have about the guy because of what you hear in mainstream media, and this goes about anybody. You tend to draw, not just you. I mean, we people, humanity.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
we
yeah.
we tend to draw conclusions based on the information at hand. So if all you're presented is bad information, your entire concept of that person or that thing is going to be bad.
Yes.
If in watching the Tucker Carlson interview with him, I don't necessarily have to say that I think he was right for what he did in Ukraine and continues to do everywhere else, and basically whatever he's done allegedly to kill these people that speak out against him. But when you hear his side of it, it puts it all in a different perspective because you start to question your belief. And I think more people, not that you're saying like, oh, now I'm siding with this guy and I'm a bad person. Like I our it's the common trope where like we're the bad guys. They look at us the same way. They're the good guys, we're the bad guys.
Yes.
We look at them and go, oh, they're the bad guys, we're the good guys. Like you're basically the opposites. And I really think, and that's probably where I think some other presidents and Congress people, like their diplomatic ability to say, I want to sit down with somebody and talk to them and get their side of it and put it out there for people to make their own educated, rational decision about things.
Yeah.
Not just listen to to what this news station or that website or this Facebook group is spewing and just eating it up. And that's the problem. So many people look at that stuff and absorb it and go, oh, it must be right because I see it every day in front of me. Well,
yeah, they don't want to hear. They don't want to hear the other side. They just want. They want their ego stroke saying, "I'm right." Nobody wants to say, "I'm wrong."
Well, you're right, and you hit it on the head, and this is what causes the conflict.
Can we tell my wife that I'm right? Because
they don't want to know. They don't want to hear that they're wrong because they don't want to believe it.
Yeah,
and it's not necessarily. I think that's the other problem too. There's so many people that look at things and go, "Well, no, Eric, your view on why Pepsi's better than Coke is wrong." It's not wrong because you're entitled to whatever view you want, just like I'm entitled to whatever view I want.
Yeah, exactly.
It's your view differs from mine, this guy, that guy, whatever. It's not right or wrong because it's not, that decision is not going to affect the outcome.
Yeah, exactly.
It does when it comes down to things like voting or majority count, stuff like that. But for is Putin wrong for invading Ukraine and killing people? Okay, yeah, but are we wrong for giving Ukraine all this stuff to fight back and kill Russia? Like they've already done, they've done counterattacks in Russia. We've done counterattacks in Afghanistan.
It's like the 2,000 troops, the 2,000 French troops that landed in Russia.
Right.
You know what I mean? Well, allegedly, supposedly.
Allegedly.
There's no mainstream media, kind of following that story.
And it's funny because like we went through it today. The link you posted, I think it was yesterday or maybe it was today, the guys at the southern border in Texas, raiding the border,
Yeah.
right, pushing their way through.
Yes.
The narrative that I saw from the videos I saw was, you know, bunch of National Guardsmen, razor wire fence. The guys tore it down, ran past them up to the wall, eventually breached that too, right? And here we are, like, why didn't they shoot at them? Well, you can't do that. You're not going to do that.
Well,
But-
no offense. If you're to be guarding that,
But see,
yes, you should. And if you're dressed up to play the part, otherwise, if you're not going to play the part,
I don't think
you're
the National
LARPing.
Guard, like the National Guard, doesn't have that authority. I don't think. I mean, it
think
has
they
to
do.
come from somebody else. It's not like that guy's standing there.
It would have to
Could be
come from
like,
Abbott. I
yeah,
think.
I'm gonna pull
'Cause
my
it's
gun
National
and
Guard.
take
'Cause
shots.
it's
You know, yeah.
Texas National Guard, yeah.
Like,
But
if he put him out there and said fire at will, like, the problem with that is his name is all over that, and he looks like an asshole for doing that, because
well,
you
he
know,
looks like an asshole because of what he's doing anyway. Because
well,
he's trying to stop.
So again,
You know,
today I saw this maybe about like a couple hours ago.
is that the one you sent?
No, there was a different one. The other narrative is that because I said, hey, that looks like all men and
Yes.
boys, right?
No women and children. Yes, yeah.
So the narrative I heard, their wives, their children, the wives and daughters were separated and taken to another facility, and these guys were all pissed off, like, what the fuck are you doing? And they were basically retaliating, say, hey, we have a right to see our people, our family. No,
Not if you're coming over illegally.
Well, but okay, put yourself in their shoes. They're coming over that they're doing what they did in those videos to get to their wives, to get to their children.
I'd be afraid I'd get shot.
Okay, if someone takes your wife and kids from you, you would do anything to get them back. You know, if it means confronting somebody like that, you know, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I know I would do whatever it would take to an extent. Like, yeah, I'm not going to stand there and be like, fine, then you're going to shoot me while I charge you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why, you know, I think about that. I thought about that. I'm like, okay, two different sides of the story. We don't know what their story is because I have never seen any of them get interrogated or interviewed and put on the news going, why were you rushing the gate? But it puts it into perspective because I think, like, okay, we just talked about it. Why didn't the soldiers do anything? Maybe they knew. They knew we had just taken their wives and kids and put them in detention, and we're trying to cordon these guys off. Like,
well, we still have to have order down there. You can't have guys just plowing through.
You do, and I get that. But when you've
if
got thousands of
the
people that are, you know, like you what, like 7 or 8 guys that are standing there at that razor wire,
exactly.
Versus like, I'm gonna be like, you know what, guys, whatever. It ain't worth my life. They don't pay me to be here anyway as a National Guardsman.
Although technically, that is your job to defend that. If you're signing up for the military, that is your job.
So yeah, you know, defend us against all threats, foreign and you know, domestic. But
did you hear Mexico does not want deported illegals?
Yeah, they're going to build their own wall now to keep them basically.
Because
so essentially, what we're going to do? Wait a minute.
They can't verify who these people are or what, you know, so they don't want them back. Well,
so we talked about this a couple weeks ago. The whole oh god, what's the pass when they come across, they come down the line. Basically the problem they're having is because people from overseas. So we've all seen the video, that guy that was like, you don't know me, you know, you're going to know me soon enough.
Yes.
So it turns out he was some like Middle Eastern lawmaker or you know, government guy, pretty high up there in the, you know, chain of command. He was speaking out against his government, and he fled because he was afraid they were gonna do something to him. So he essentially flew to Argentina or whatever it was, and essentially did the walk to come up here. Now they're saying we've got like Chinese nationalists that are doing the same shit, but they've got money, so they're setting up their own like specific Chinese camps that they've got housing, they've got food, they've got medical, they've got transportation. So they're paying somebody to say, take this truckload of people and take them the safest route. They've got boats to bring them across the rivers and, across, waterways where normally these other people are hoofing it. And I can understand, like, if you're Mexico, if you're Argentina, you're wherever, you don't know where these people are from that are coming back. If we're turning them away, you'd be like, oh, they're coming from America. And we go, well, no, they weren't here. They're not ours.
Yeah.
Well,
So
who do they belong to?
it basically makes us have to deal with the problem. They come across here, we can't ship them back because you don't want them. Well, no offense, that's not my problem, buddy.
No, and I
Strengthen
partially
your
agree
border, strengthen your border. I mean, they have a wall. Mexico has a
Right.
wall over at Guatemala, to block off Guatemala and Honduras and all that. They don't want, they have a border wall.
But still, these people are finding ways around it.
Why do they all look clean and have phones that work? You know what I mean? And
yeah,
water.
That one guy that was the other video I saw now, he's talking about he's like Hispanic or whatever. He's on TikTok, and he's talking about how he's going to come here and he's going to take the houses. They're going to take our jobs. They're going to take the handouts, and everyone's like, this is why we don't want them here. And I'm like, that's fine, but like, look at where this guy's coming from. And the fact that he's wearing nice clothes, he's got a phone, he's got a TikTok account, he's a influencer. Like, is it just for the views? Is this guy just janking our chain? I mean,
Exactly.
But when you get here with the promise of free money handouts, yeah, that's pretty enticing, and I could see why people will be like, "Oh, take me to Chicago." I hear they're giving out money.
I want some free money.
So
hook it up. I can identify as whatever you want me to. If you're going to hand out free money, you're sending billions over to Ukraine. Where's mine? Where's my money?
So
hook it up.
That's what I don't understand. They've got this issue in the city, and I don't know about other cities, but Chicago basically. There's landlords who are pretty unscrupulous. They've got shitty apartments. We've all seen the slumlord places. They're getting kickbacks from the government for giving these people homes, right? So the government says, "Hey, what's your normal rent?" The guy says $1,000. They go, "We'll give you $800. You rent them an apartment." The guy says, "Fine, whatever. I don't have an empty apartment. I'm making money." Now he goes to that illegal and says, "It's going to cost you $400 to live here." He just made $1,200.
Yep.
And his apartment only cost him $1,000 normally. So he's up $200 at this point. And how long do they stay there? Who knows, right? They're getting money, they're getting clothes, they're getting food, they're getting, there's that guy.
Have you seen the videos of the migrants getting pissed off because they were getting kicked out of like 4-star hotels?
I haven't seen that one. So the other
they
one,
weren't paying for it.
The other one I saw was
veterans getting kicked out of shelters for migrants?
No. They were in a homeless shelter, and this was the days that we had those like crazy cold days.
Yeah.
They went into homeless shelters because they're like, hey, we need to get out of the cold. They were not wanting to leave. The illegals called the police and said, the people that are in here don't want to leave and give us their rooms. Like, so that the actual homeless people of Chicago were getting threatened to get kicked out of the homeless shelters for illegals who don't live here and are not citizens.
and now you have some of them squatting homes.
Yep.
Like in New York, and being able to stay in that home after 30 days.
Did they kick them out of that school in New York? They kicked all the people out of that school and put them in the field house or whatever it was?
Yeah, they kicked kids out of a community center. At least one that I know of.
Tax-paying money that I, like if I'm an employee or I'm a citizen, I'm paying taxes to that school, that YMCA, that whatever, and you're telling me that my family, my kid, my whatever can't go in there because you want to give it to illegal people who are not contributing. I'm
You
all
want to
for
just give it to people that
I'm all for helping people in need. I
yes,
get
yes.
it. But when they come here and they start acting like that, like come on, you're not entitled. You haven't been here long enough to be entitled like, the 15-year-old girl at the Starbucks. Sorry.
15-year-old white girl singing "Sweet Caroline" on
Right,
St.
right.
Patrick's Day.
Wearing
Stealing,
her sleeveless puffy vest with the UGG boots and the mason jar drink.
stealing booze from her parents so she can get
Yes.
drunk. And goes, "Sweet Caroline." But what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something.
You're not that privileged, lady.
I don't remember what the hell I was gonna say. I don't know.
Yeah,
I only know is I need a snack, and I'm getting hungry.
it's one of those things. I think that like it's an ongoing issue that we're not. The problem is now is we're stuck with what we have, and I don't know what the hell they're going to do about it. They're talking now like because they're evicting them from the city and they're kicking them out of all these shelters in these tent cities now. They're like, where are they going to go? Well, they're coming out to the burbs. They're coming out to other states. Now that the weather's getting nice, I mean,
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. No offense, any illegal immigrants ever gonna come across this? We're in the Midwest here, Wisconsin,
yes,
Illinois, around Lake Michigan. If you're not ready for stupid cold, do not come here. This is not
yes,
this is
yes.
not a we don't like you or anything like that. It's fucking cold.
Yep.
Use your brain. Go to like New Mexico or Arizona where it's warm. If you don't want to be cold,
Yeah.
if you don't like bugs and shit like that, like scorpions and rattlesnakes and shit like that, and you're okay with being where the air hurts your face, that's one thing. But
Yeah.
nope, nope. I'm tired of wearing jackets. I'm tired of all that crap. I'm tired of having to sit here with the heat on because it's March something, March
March
22nd, and we
22nd,
got
and I
like
got 5 inches of
3
snow
inches of
outside.
snow. Yeah, it's 31 degrees outside.
Fuck that noise.
It's the lowest it's going to be for the next week is 20. Okay, so no offense, don't be stupid. Go somewhere warm.
Yep.
Like where's the Del? What's the Dells going to be? That's up north. Prospect. Okay, it's the Dells. The Dells, the lowest the Dells is going to be is 17.
That's crazy.
And Sunday there's supposed to be not a lot of snow. Only like half an inch of snow. Like we were supposed to get 7 inches of snow today. So do yourself a favor, like New Mexico, Arizona, California, in that area. Stay somewhere warm.
Yeah.
And that's Alabama's hillbilly. I wouldn't go there. Louisiana's probably the same way. Florida same way. The Carolinas probably the same way. Just stay.
Yeah.
Just
Pro tip for any illegals coming up that are of color, stay away from Sundown Town.
Sundown Town.
That's the one where they used to uh, uh, chase the blacks out of town, and if they didn't get out by sundown, they'd lynch them.
Oh, okay. See, I never knew that. Okay.
It
Does
still
that mean you're a
happens.
little more? Does that mean you're a little more racist than I am?
I
Because
don't
I
know.
didn't know that.
It still happens. It's still a thing in the South, apparently.
I'm just being a smartass. It's all for
No, no,
entertainment.
yeah, but I mean,
Aside from it's stupid cold in this area,
it's
use your brain. It's
yeah.
all for fun, people.
That's the shitty thing too. Is like I was like a couple years ago, a year or two ago. I remember that I was like, because I had seen I don't know, it was some movie, some show, where they talk about Sundown Town. I'm like, oh, what the hell's that? And I'm like, I'm
Like
googling
American
it.
History X, maybe.
I don't know, something like that. Well, the guys there. Basically, what it is you have until sundown to get to the town line, and if anybody catches you, the common knowledge is you're gonna get lynched and probably killed. If you're of color. And I was like, part of me was
Huh.
shocked, part of me was not shocked that it still exists today. Because we've got idiots. So I mean, It's a thing, I guess.
The heat map representation of the prevalence of sundown towns in each state.
Yeah.
Okay, so
It's
the number of sundown towns,
a lot
it
of
goes
it's
from
south.
not from this number of sundown towns and counties. It goes from one, which is like a white, all the way to a blue, from what I'm reading. According to this, Illinois, Wisconsin, Indiana looks to have the most sundown towns, which is weird because we're we're Yankees, we're Northerners.
Yep.
We weren't as racist as like Mobile, Alabama, or
Yep.
something
Yep.
like
Yep.
that.
Yep.
Is your town a sundown town? The community for decades kept non-whites from living in it, and huh.
Yeah. It's still a
So
thing.
this is like 50s.
Yeah, but it's still a thing.
Sundown towns and road tripping. Huh. I'll have to look into this. That's interesting. I never even heard of that.
Yeah.
It's wild. I'm gonna have to look into that. Thank you for that. That'll give me something interesting to read that I
Yep.
never knew.
It's
So
still a thing, and it's sad that it is. Because it's one of those like deeply rooted things, I think, that people are taught that way.
if you're taught to, say something racist, I mean, you're gonna grow up that way. I
So
was never taught
I had my daughter had a what's
what you just posted
oh
about
the
the
yeah the
TV.
TV. Yeah, my daughter had her college roommate was exchange student. She's Muslim, um, and she said that there's a lot of Muslim kids at their school, and a lot of them were exchange students, and they all kind of had the same worldview of like Western, like us, basically America.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like I told my daughter, I'm like, well, you can't, like, just because they think what we do or Christianity is different or whatever. That's the way these people are raised. They don't know anything different. And she gets upset because she's like, well, they come here and they want all these handouts and they want the education, they want this, but then they shit on us. And I'm like, but they shit on us because that's all they know and that's how they're taught. You're talking about an 18-year-old girl that comes here that only knows what she's been taught living in, her house in Egypt, where it's predominantly Muslim, and that's all they're taught. Where like I go visit them at school, we go down there, and like she can't be in the room with me. She can't do anything where there's a man around. It's like
Yep.
we don't we don't view that as weird or odd. We don't comment on it. We don't try and change it. That's just the way that they are, and we respect that. But it's like, they come here and they say stuff like they put down things like, "Oh, you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do that. I can't believe you do this. Can't believe you do that." And she's like, they degrade us. And I said, yeah, but they do that back there. That's all they know. If you're
Yes and no. Yes and
if
no.
you're growing up and you're taught and you've got that so ingrained in your life that that's all you know, and that you believe that Western, America is bad, or we do things weird, or you should hate black people, and white is right. Like, that kind of crap is it starts at a really young age in people. And while, yeah, it's wrong, you can't change. Like, I can't go into that world and be like, hey, you guys got to change. And I think that's where,
No, because they'll stone your ass for
well,
that.
that's where we get a lot of these conflicts, a lot of these wars. Look at Gaza, look at everything that happens when we go to Afghanistan, and why the Taliban kills us. Like, that's their belief. Their religion of peace is better than ours. Well, great. Just keep that shit at home. Don't bring it here and fly planes into our buildings. Like, You're entitled to your belief. You're entitled to whatever you want. It's a free country. You want to come here and you want to think like that, fine. Don't push it on me. Don't push it on my kids. Don't, whatever. And it's like, I don't know, people get offended when you say shit like that to them. And I'm like, whatever. Like you're here. You're getting this education on, my tax dollars. You're sponsored. You're coming here. They're giving you money every month, to basically buy stuff. Um, and it's like, how dare you come here and say that shit to me and my family and my kid? Like I'll respect you. I got no problem with you. I got no problem with your religion, whatever your belief is. If I, I told her, I told my daughter, I said, tell her, I said, if I come by, I'll wait downstairs. I won't come up to the room. I'm not gonna inconvenience her. I'm doing this out of just because I don't want to be a bad guy.
Yeah, fuck that noise. I'll still come up.
Well,
I'm an asshole like that.
I told her, I'm like, look, like when we moved her in, I'm like, we got to bring shit up to your room. I can't expect you and your mom to carry it all up there, or we're gonna go shopping and I'm gonna help her bring shit back that she needs. I got to put together her shelving system or whatever. Like I'll wait in the hallway. You just tell me and I'll come get her, and she can leave the room, whatever. I don't care, but I got to come in.
It's no offense. You're in this country with that.
You are,
Yeah,
but
you gotta deal with the
it,
way that we are. Like I
it
would
it
not
is.
go
But
over
I
to a
think
Muslim country and expect um to
I kind of
have
would.
the same shit. I
I
wouldn't.
kind of would expect them to at least honor my beliefs and my needs or my wants. If I had to
Not
face
at
the
all.
east, if I had to face the east every day and pray, I would at least expect them to give me that courtesy. And I'm just extending that same courtesy to you. You want to come here, you want to do all that, whatever. You
Yeah, but
say,
no
oh, I
offense. If
gotta.
we went over there, we wouldn't get that same courtesy.
I would expect it, but we probably won't. You're right. But I think that's what makes us better than the people who sit there and are taught that their whole life to think that they're better than everybody else.
I don't think I'm better than anybody. So let's lay
Well,
that
no,
on the
but that's not how we're raised.
line.
You go down to one of these sundown towns, ask them how they feel about a black president. you know, I can guarantee you will not get kind words out of those people.
Obama was not the first black president. Bill Clinton
I can
was.
guarantee you, but you know what the okay, he's a real OG. The
He
the
smoked
sad
weed in
part
the White
is
House.
the sad part is, and this is the honest to God's truth. We saw it this last presidency with Trump and Biden. Um, when you start asking kids how they feel about Donald Trump, like 10, 12, 13-year-old kids who are like old enough to understand but not old enough to vote, yet they have an opinion. Like you can't tell me that's not pushed on them by their parents, because
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely
what
it
kid
is.
that age gives two shits about the president at that point?
And what's fun is when you sit there and you take, let's say, all the stuff Donald Trump said, minus the grab him by the pussy and stuff like that. You take all the stuff that Donald Trump said, immigration, money, everything like that, go back 4 years before that, go back 8 years, go back to Bill Clinton. Donald Trump said almost the exact same shit that those
Oh
two
yeah,
said. But
oh yeah,
Donald Trump is vilified and dragged over the coals for saying the same shit. I've
yeah.
only known, I can say this with 100% certainty. I know one person before 2016 that said Donald Trump is an asshole. I don't like that man. Period. Like wouldn't piss on him if he was on fire to save him.
Right.
I know one person, only one person. Everybody else was like, "Nah," or "I like him."
Yeah.
Only one person I know said, "Fuck that guy." And now even his friends turned his back on them,
Yep.
on him.
Yep.
It's like,
I mean,
dude, did you not hear what Obama said about this shit? He said the same shit
you have the
8 years
same thing.
ago.
All of them. All of them. I mean, they all.
You're all full of shit, but
They.
whatever. It is what it
It's.
is.
I think a lot of it is when you get those kids that are
But
indoctrinated.
you tell that to a kid and be like, go ahead, you can watch the video. They're not going to. They're not going to try to expand their minds
No,
because,
but
well,
the
why do they have to?
but
Because
they're
you're some
not
asshole that,
they're not
sorry,
going to, because they they're at
they don't
home,
have to.
they're listening to mom and dad talk about this stuff and bitch about it, so they go repeat it. And then the problem is they grow up, when it comes time to vote.
And they don't take 5 minutes to actually do their work, their
But that's the
diligence.
thing is, they if
They're
they're
just going to watch
raised
CNN or Fox News.
if they're raised to not have their own thoughts on the matter, and their parents are spewing, oh, Republicans good, Democrats good, whatever, and that's all they know, those kids are historically going to want to flow that same way because they don't want to make their parents mad. They want to be just like them. That's all they hear. That's all they know. Very rarely do you get those kids that are like, yeah, I don't agree with these. I do my own research, because at that age, they don't care.
Somebody said this. Well, I never knew what side of the coin my parents were on. I
Right.
made my own decisions. So yeah, but
Well, but I
I'm
think
getting hungry, sir.
yeah, I think that's the thing though, is that I don't work, personal life, neighbors. I don't talk about that shit. It's none of their business. I don't care what their views are. None of my business. I don't want to start trouble because I got to live next to these people. The rest of my life, whatever. I got to see them at the store. I got to see these people at work. I can't, I don't want to start that crap because I don't want to be the guy at work that doesn't agree with something and gets shunned or whatever. People have gotten fired for less, so who knows?
I'm not at work to make friends. I'm at work to do a job. So
well, that's what I tell the wife. I'm like, you know what? I got it. It's a business transaction. I've got a skill. I've got something they need, and they're going to pay me for it.
I've been
That's all it
getting
is.
mouthy as fuck at work about my opinions on not really political, but just certain things. I've been getting mouthy.
I think we tend to get
Maybe my
complaints.
age.
Well, I think also, like, you've been there what, like 6 years now?
Oh, I've only been there like 3. This is my 3rd season.
So
I'm technically a junior.
You're probably kind of getting complacent though. Like, especially if you've got seniority or you've been there long enough to know how things work and know the ins and outs, you tend to think like, because I do that now, and it's been, it'll be 8 years. Like, we got my new boss. I'll tell my boss, like, I tell my boss stuff that, like, I tell my other boss, my old boss. I tell my coworkers. And I'm like, look, I'm not in the politics game. I said, I don't do politics. I'm the guy that'll tell you no if I can't do something, or I've got too much shit on my plate. I'm the one that'll tell you no. And I've done that. And people get pissed at me when they come to me and they're like, hey, can we do this? I'm like, nah. I'm like, go talk to, my manager. He's got to, look at my priorities and restructure stuff. He comes to me and he's like, dude, what are you doing? I'm like, I explained to him, like, I got all this other shit. Everything's a fucking high priority. This user shows up, says, hey, this is a high priority. I said, there's only so many hours in the day, and it's me and another guy. I said, we can only do so much. Something's got to give. And if you're my manager, you got to tell me what I got to, what's got to get slacked on. And then you go to that business unit and tell them why their project didn't get done.
Exactly.
Now, I can make some of that decision myself. Like, if it's the VP who comes to us and says, hey, I got this problem. Yeah, I'll drop everything and fix it because he's the fucking VP.
Yeah, exactly.
If Jane in the mailroom comes over to me and says, hey, my printer ain't working. All right, you kind of go to the back of the line. I'll tell one of the help desk guys. Maybe they'll get a hold of you.
Well,
like,
I mean, let's slow down here. Sometimes you got to take care of some of them other people. You know what I'm saying?
I do, and that's the thing, is I think you learn to know who's who and what's what, but at the same time, it goes both ways, And if I don't get, if I go to somebody and I'll be like, yeah, I'll do this for you, whatever. I don't tell them I expect something. I don't pull the you owe me, but if I come to you later on and I'm like, hey, I need to do this thing. Can you help me out? But if they won't help me out,
no. I just kind of talk shit about John on a Facebook group that we're part of. Because after we do the podcast, the last few weeks we've been going on VR with some other friends,
blowing off steam.
And just it's been really fun, kind of just not really hanging out in person, but hanging out in the VR
Yeah,
and just
hanging out with the boys.
kind of just talking a little shit, playing some video games and stuff like that. And they asked where the two of us were, and John
Yeah.
responded, and
I said, we're
I
just finishing
responded.
up.
So and I responded with, "He just won't shut up," or
Yeah.
something like that. So so I apologize to
No,
everybody.
I
that
agree.
interrupted that.
I get a tendency to overtalk, so that's cool.
Oh
Yeah.
no 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 I no oh no not at all.
No,
I
no,
was
that's
just
all
saying that because it to me, and I I know you and I know each other well enough
right.
that
Yep.
that was
We
me
bust each
just
other's balls.
breaking balls. It was fun. It was meant to be a friendly jab. So
Yeah, it is. That's okay. Cool. Yeah,
but
no, I mean that's fine. I gotta hit the can anyway. I've been
you'll
drinking
just
all this
you'll
freaking
just
water.
shoot me in VR anyway. So I mean
Yeah,
it
I'll
is what
shoot you in the
it
back when you're
is.
standing in front of me.
So all right, everybody, thank you for listening,
Yep.
and we'll see you next week.
Yep. Take care, everybody.
All right,
Later,
later.
man. Bye.
See you. Bye.